This is the map that Dow was talking about earlier, and it's quite detailed and a lot of differentiation going on. And within it, there is this implication, and there is some truth in it, that if you're really into benevolence, then hedonism is going to be less. And what quite often comes with that is a judgment that if you're into benevolence, then anyone into hedonism isn't into benevolence. Does that make any kind of sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's this like apparent seesaw, and it highlights the polar ends of these dynamics, but it doesn't really acknowledge the fact that although they're at polar ends, they're not mutually exclusive. Mm-hmm. The person who might answer a questionnaire, which is designed to bring out differentiation, and they will find that benevolence is a heightened value for themselves. Someone else might find hedonism is, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm a self-declared hedonist, but it's systemic for me in that a part of what happiness is about is benevolence for other people. Universalism is often set against like personal power, authority, empowerment. This is basically one of the aspects of left and right-wing politics. And I think the initial, like the most powerful way of looking at party politics is that it's collaborative competition, where the left and the right challenge each other to get the best versions of what their focus is. Where it goes wrong is when the left and right wing are set against each other, and the idea that it's supposed to be a collaboration between them to get the best of both worlds, that's completely forgotten. And you get tribes on one end and tribes on the other end that have affixed their identity to the weighting on one side, so much so that, say if someone's very much into social care and social awareness, if they were filling in a form to say where they are on the political compass, that people will be translating the questions to make sure that they end up in the quadrant that they already want to be. So if someone's green, they'll be if there's a question talking about self-empowerment, people go, this is a question about conservative values, and they'll answer it in a particular way to make sure that they always end up where they want to be. This polarization, it is exemplified in the media, and the more extreme you get down to these ends, the less overlap there is, and the more tribal it is, and the more it's one wing of a bird denying that the other wing of the bird has any use whatsoever. This is inherently problematic. So shared values, some things that we all have in common. I think this hierarchy of needs is actually pretty good.
It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, that's right. Even people we disagree with politically say, okay, so the Conservatives would say that they highly value family values. Does that mean that left-wing people hate their family and don't value a comfortable, cohesive family unit? Not at all. So maybe there's a way of relating to values where we can start to relate to what we have in common more than these ever-ending differentiations. We all value food and water and, basic safety, belongingness and love is important to just about everyone. As we get higher up, maybe there's a bit more differentiation, but the base of the pyramid is our commonality. Other things that we have in common are our biology. We all get hungry if we don't eat. We all get sad at heartbreak. We all desire things until it's our final lifetime, and then maybe not. Sometimes we might find other needs turn up in a pandemic. Another thing we all have in common is this wheel of emotions that we all have. Now, some might be inhibited for cultural or personal or traumatic reasons. But we all experience, whether consciously or not, this gamut of emotions. Now, something really interesting about this is that if you look at these are the uncomfortable ones. Never mind. There's another wheel where it's all of them, and 2/3 to 3/4 is all of these negative ones, and only 1/4 of it are like good emotions. And this is because we are a product of surviving an environment over evolutionary time.